I'm back in my raspberry patch today. There's a lot of berries that are ready to be taken off of here. I got a small harvest a few days ago, and since then a lot more have ripened, and that's not even a fraction of the total berries that are on here that are gonna be ripe. It's kind of a mess in here. This whole thing is just an overgrown jungle, but I'm gonna get in and try to grab everything that I can. Okay, I think I'm done with the berry patch for today. I think I got all of them that were ripe out of there, and I probably missed some. It's kind of hard to see them all, but I got a pretty good harvest, and there are just so many more that are gonna be coming ripe in the next couple days. This is kind of a mess because we haven't trellised them at all, and this year, now that some of the canes are starting to produce fruit, as I take the rest of the berries off of them, I'm gonna cut the canes at the bottom and get this area really thinned out and build a trellis to hang all the canes over. Because I really want to avoid having it look like this next year. It was really hard to harvest these, and I can't even imagine what it's gonna be like when all of these are ripe or the rest of the berries are ripe. So I'm really gonna focus on getting everything cleaned up, thinned down, and neat and organized, and put it all on top of a trellis. But I got all these raspberries, and I'm gonna go check my blueberry bushes. I'm back in my food forest. I'm gonna harvest some more raspberries. Seems like this is gonna be part of my pretty much daily routine going forward, at least for the foreseeable future. Every time I come out here, there's more and more ripe raspberries that I need to get harvested, and this is just like the first half of our patch here. The boynes on the other side of this netting here, they're not even ripe yet, and they have even more berries than all of the ones that I'm taking them off right here. So I'm gonna get in here and get them all harvested. I'm gonna check the rest of the food forest, see if anything else is ripe. I got all the raspberries harvested that ripened overnight, and I'm gonna walk around the food forest here and see what else I can get. It looks like the cherries are ready. I'm only getting a couple off of this whole tree because there was hundreds of sets coming on here. It's crazy. I think the birds are really hitting these hard. There's a couple ready and there's a couple that aren't getting ready. But yeah, there's only a few fruit on this whole tree and that's not good. I'm gonna have to figure something out for next year. So I just did a tour of the food forest and it looks like I'm just getting raspberries today. I took a lot of these blueberries off yesterday and there's still a few left on them, but they are not ripe yet. The grapes and the apples are getting really close. I'm excited to finally get my first substantial apple and grape harvests and they're all looking really healthy. I checked out the Viking berries. They're still some time away from being harvested and the gooseberries aren't ripe yet and my currants didn't put on any fruit this year, so I'm gonna really have to figure something out next year. I think they need to be pruned heavily. This is a 5-year-old bush now and we haven't pruned it at all, and I think the birds really get them too because I know last year there was some fruit, or I saw some fruit being set on them, and then next time I checked it, that was all gone. So we have some bags though, so I'm gonna at least have some protection plan for the currants next year. But yeah, all the fruit's looking really good, but the only thing I'm getting out of it is raspberries for today. I got all of the raspberries and the cherries inside and put away, so I'm on the other side of our house now in our garden area, and I'm gonna get the rest of these carrots out of these beds. I'm gonna get these carrots harvested, and I'm gonna get to planting some more apple trees. So the carrots are all done, taken care of, cleaned off, and in the fridge, so I'm gonna get to planting these apple trees. I'm in my chicken run here, and this is where I'm gonna put 2 of the trees that I was just sent. These trees are from Tom at Workhorse Trees. He sent me a few now to see what varieties do well in our cold climate up here, and so far all of his trees have been looking really healthy. I really love the way they're packaged, and check him out on Instagram at Workhorse Trees, and he's taking orders next year, he said, so might be a good time to reach out to him. Got all the apple trees in the ground, got them watered, got them mulched, and I made a trip over to my friend's house who I get my chickens from. She works at the local grocery store and she's been picking me up all of their food scraps and expired produce, things like that, because if I don't take it, it's apparently just going to waste. So she's picking that up for me. I just came back with an awesome haul from her and I'm using this to start my compost system. So behind me is our temporary compost system. This is just a couple things of fencing, and this is just a place for me to put the food scraps that we get from her and our food scraps and grass clippings, anything like that. Just an area to throw all that while I build our more permanent structure. So I just got the first part of our permanent structure done right now. or I at least have the poles into the ground here, and I'm still gonna weave sticks in between them, but to completely finish it off, but I at least have the area staked out, and I'm gonna dump the food scraps in here. So what I'm gonna do here is I have these poles in the ground, they're spaced 2 feet apart, and I'm gonna weave sticks in between to kind of make a wall. And I'm gonna put all the food scraps in there, leaves, grass clipping, everything that comes out of our garden, and throw that all in here and let the chickens go through it, feed themselves, and add manure to it. And then once the pile gets kind of full, or this bin gets full, I'm gonna put a fence in front of it to seal it off from the chickens and just let it sit. So yeah, I'm gonna throw the food scraps from the grocery store in here for now, and I'm gonna get leaves on them tomorrow. I'm too tired to go get them, and I need to get inside for the night. So I'm gonna throw them in here and let the chickens go crazy.